What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel. Today, I am joined by a special guest, Macho Friend, and we're going to be doing an UNBOXAMANIA blind unboxing. A bunch of figures. It's going to be fun. Elites, Ultimates, old school stuff. Who knows? Stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to the channel. It is time for UNBOXAMANIA. For those of you that are new, this is where we have a bin full of figures right down there. We're going to blindly be reaching in, digging around, pulling something out, unboxing it, reviewing it, talking about it, and it's always a lot of fun. We usually do like 4 or 5 different figures. We've done over 100 of these, which is insane. So, Macho Friend is here. She is good at just picking. I'm very bad at blindly picking. I always miss the bin. So she's here to help me with that. And she's going to do some good picks today, right?
Of course, always.
All right, let's go. Don't look.
All right, ready?
Reach in, grab something out. We're going to unbox this bad boy and talk about it.
The first one I'm going to dig out.
Okay. Digging in deep. All right, so we have an Elite Survivor Series, Bret the Hitman Hart. This is the set that had Bayley, Hulk Hogan, and Keith Lee. I have all of these loose on my shelves, and now we're going to have Bret the Hitman Hart from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, 235 pounds, 6 feet 0 inches, career highlights are the WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion. It says the excellence of execution defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin. We don't like that. At Survivor Series 1996, earning his spot as #1 contender for the WWE Championship. There's a shot of Bret there. You got to love the old action shots on these. This is probably like a 2020 figure based on the box. 2021. All right, so they had the same style box 2 years, as they always do. All right, we're going to open this up. One piece of tape? That's how they did it back then?
Back then, a couple years ago.
Well, now they load these things up and stuff. All right, first things first. I thought this is pretty cool. He comes with a pink chair.
It's a pretty big chair, too.
I think it's to scale.
It's pretty, I don't know.
So you have your figure hold it, and then you...
It'll look gooder in the ring.
All right. As usual, he has interchangeable hands. There we have the, what I like to call the metal hands. We have C grips. These are called C grips because they can hold things like chairs. And then we're going to take Bret out. He is zip tied in there, so we're going to try and carefully take him out. All right, so they don't do a good job on Bret Hart figures.
Why do you say that?
They just never look like him. Like this one, I always thought looked like Gene Simmons without makeup. Like, that is total Gene Simmons right there to me. But here's the thing. I guess Bret is just a hard likeness to get. You take those glasses off, the eyes are definitely Bret Hart. I can totally see it in the eyes. The glasses, I think, throw it off a little bit. It does have that Gene Simmons look. All right, so this is a very cool one. I like the gear because it's that orange piping, which, you know, like, never really saw before, right? It was like a one-time deal. It's got the flames down the side, stars and hearts, pink wrist tape.
I like the stars on the boots.
Yeah.
They're nice.
That was his signature. The white star outlined in pink, outlined in black. Very, very cool. Yeah, he pretty much always had these boots on all of his stuff, which was like kind of like his calling card, where the rest of his outfit was always a little bit different. But yeah, not my favorite head. Not my favorite head at all. Got to put the glasses on, though. Or do you? Or do you? But there he is, man. Bret Hart. Decent figure. Not his best. But then again, like, there's not too many home run Brets in the Mattel line. So we've kind of grown to accept that. But I do think that eventually they're just going to nail it. It's going to be some of the best Bret Hart figures of all time. So
One day.
all right, open that up. Let's see what we got.
Hold on.
Digging.
I just wanted to go to this stuff.
Oh, all right. So here we have an Elite Series 31 Rock. And believe it or not, these are my favorite boxes Mattel ever did. I know that's a hot take for some. I just loved how huge these were. Oops.
They are huge.
It's humongous. And that's why they obviously downsized and changed them. This is one of the only boxes that didn't have a 2-year tenure. And we got to equate that to how massive it is. But this set had Jimmy and Jay Uso, which were recently re-released in the Greatest Hits line. It had Kane, Vader, Dean Ambrose, and of course, this Rock. Back then, the only thing I didn't like about these packages is look at how long the copy is on there. There is a literal mini biography of like 2 or 3 paragraphs about the Rock on there. We don't need that. We just want a couple stats, a couple little things to read about. But truth be told, I've had this thing mint in box since I want to say this is probably a 2013, 2014 figure. But we were recently redoing the heel cave, and I could not fit this in my display. And honestly, of all of the big blue boxes, as I like to call them, this was the most expendable. This was the most expendable and openable. It's not really that special a figure. Honestly, I don't even know why I kept it mocked for so long. I think it kind of just went under the radar. But he comes with glasses, sunglasses, comes with a WWE microphone. Whoops.
Yeah, the packaging does not need to be that big.
It's huge. Like, look at how much. I get it. I just like the way it looked, but there's so much surface area in here that is not being used.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, this is prior to them adding additional hands and heads and stuff like that into their figures. So it really was unnecessary for the time, to be honest with you. But I don't know, I always loved them. Fig Vault always used to clown me for it. He's like, these are literally the worst boxes. I liked them. I really did. I thought they were just nice. They looked good on the shelf. Plus, little bias as well, because I stayed away from Mattel figures for a long time because I was a Jakks guy, you know, and it was a total reinvention of wrestling figures once Mattel got it. So my first Mattel figures were actually in the big blue boxes. My first 2 Mattel figures were Badass Billy Gunn and Rikishi. I kept seeing them at my local Walmart, and I kept walking by, and I was like, man, those are really cool. Those are really cool. And then finally I caved in and got them, and I'm so glad that I did, because here I am with thousands and thousands and thousands of them filling up my house. Anyway, so here we have The Rock. He's going to have his glasses. He's going to have his guitar. This was pre-additional tattoo on the right side. He's got that Samoan tattoo there. Probably would have been best to keep this thing in the box because they totally messed up the fade on his hair. They did him so dirty in the back. Look at that. That is, if someone gave you that haircut at a barber shop, you would literally annihilate them probably. No tip. That's a no tip right there. Now, I'm just pulling them down to his knees, honestly, because so you can see the gear, but it's like the most generic Rock gear, right? The Brahma Bull on the back, the typical Rock logo on the front in silver. The reason that this really stood out was because he had the cloth good pants. Not many do. And honestly, cloth good pants really don't look good. They don't really look like natural pants to me.
They look like genie pants.
Yeah. But let's put the glasses on him. Guys, this figure deserved to be in the package because, first off, the hair in the back jacked up. The glasses don't hook on his ears at all. I tried. I push him back and it just pops back up because that's how tight these glasses are to his head. So I got to tell you right now, what we're looking at here, this is what I like to call a bagger. This is just getting bagged up. But the other thing I'm noticing is the inconsistency in the tattoo. See how it's black ink here and then almost like a brownish henna on the actual shoulder joint. It doesn't look good. But granted, this is 11 years old. So at this point in time, Man, these don't even go on. At this point in time, Mattel only had the license for 4 years, so they were still new to everything. Plus, they gave him one fist and a C grip. There's really no way for him to kind of hold this guitar in a natural way and not have it like fall out of his hands. So
looks like he's just curling it.
yeah, you know, this is one figure where like a 2 C grips would have went a long way, or maybe putting a little strap on the guitar. But
yeah.
All right. That was a total dud.
We're gonna move on.
You picked a total dud.
Thank you. Okay, we got that one out of the way. Let's look that one. Hey, you look.
I did look, but I don't know what it is. I can't see.
You ready to go around? Bless you.
All right, so this is a cool one. Elite Series 114, Tomaso Champa. Now, we got this at Ollie's, and I want to say it was $10.
It was
12
cheap.
bucks.
It was
12
cheap.
bucks. And this is the set that has Ilya Dragunov, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, who is the Chase, as well as Jay, Braun Breaker, Tomaso Ciampa, and Zoe Stark. First time in a line. I have literally seen every single one of these figures, the Chases included, multiple times at stores. I have never once seen Zoe Stark. And shocker, it was the only figure from the get-go that I absolutely wanted and needed from this set, and I've never seen it. And now, you know, full disclosure, the day that we're filming this, she just like blew out her leg or her knee the other night on Raw. So now, of course, I'm like, oh, I better get that Zoe Stark. I go on there. They're like through the roof. I'm like, absolutely not dropping 50, 60 bucks on a Zoe Stark right now.
No.
There's still a chance it'll pop up. But
I think we'll find it.
yeah. And it says from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 5 feet 11 inches, 201 pounds. The fairy tale ending is his finisher. And it says, years after a rivalry that defined an era in NXT, DIY reunited on Raw in October 2023 to fight together against Imperium. So some pretty cool colors on this Tomaso Ciampa. It really like reminded me of like X-Men Wolverine when I was a kid. He used to wear blue and yellow. I just sliced 2 of those slices of tape, and then there's one more, and I was like, screw it, I just ripped it.
Might as well.
Yeah, we're opening it anyway, right?
Yeah. In the spirit of unboxing, we gotta rip it open.
So he's got some open hands, which, by the way, I feel like every collector has like they kind of lean towards certain hands. For me, I love open hands and I love fists. The C grip is just so unnatural if it doesn't have something in it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like nobody's ever walking around like this. So I hate C grips. And back in this era, the blue box era, before additional hands, a lot of them just had C grips and it drove me nuts. Look, the things are wrapped around him. For instance, he comes with total C grips on both hands. I hate it. So we're going to put those in there. I really do. I hate it. All right, we're going to take these out. Almost punched you in the face. All right. First off, I want to talk about this cloth goods because I think the material of it's very cool. It's super thin, but it's like shiny.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Thin. Because who's the one that has Ricochet has thicker. It's way too thick.
It's a similar thing, but yeah, it's way too thick and it's not movable. This is much more movable than the Ricochet. You're right. So there is the Ciampa logo skull on the back, which I always loved his logo. I was never a big Ciampa guy, but his logo is very cool because it's a skull with a beard and the beard spells his name.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool.
I like it.
On the other side, it says DIY. And then another skull on the other one. And here we have the figure. He's got chest hair. All right. It's like a cardinal sin if a guy has chest hair and you don't put it on his figure. You want to talk about upsetting wrestling figure fans? Don't put chest hair.
Details matter.
Yeah, if you have like a personal vendetta with a wrestling fan and you're a figure maker, make their favorite guy and don't put chest hair on it.
Not
and
everyone has.
Their head will explode. Well, you got to find somebody who likes, somebody with chest hair. But there is some kind of date, I don't know what it is, on his knee pad. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Glorious Bomb. There's CWC, which was the Cruiserweight Classic logo on here. some dates. So clearly this is some personal gear for Champa. That's what I'm leading to. This has to be. There's a bunch of stuff on here that seems to be kind of personal. But man, this gear looks pretty awesome. Black tights piped in the silver. It's got the blue stripe down the side, DIY on one, the Champa on the other. And like I said, at the bottom, let me come around here. There's a bunch of little logos here on his like boot. I'm curious. I got to look that up and see what that is. But you got to put the jacket on, right? It's so toyetic with the jacket. We got to put the jacket on. And then, like I said, I'm loading this bad boy up with some open hands just because I'm not a C-grip guy. If I can avoid C-grips, I will. One thing I will say, I'm looking at this logo. It is super pixelated. Probably nobody else notices that, but it's super pixelated, which to me, if you're a professional company, that is a big no-no to me personally. And that logo is definitely pixelated and fuzzy. Mm-hmm. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
It should be sharp. I mean, they have the one on the tights, super sharp, clean print. This, not so much, but it is what it is. I don't think I have a Champa on display, so he's definitely going on display. He is so much smaller than The Rock. It's like The Rock's teenage son right next to him. Oh, my God. All right. He's towering over him. What is she going for? Another elite.
Rosie.
Rosie. Do you remember who's Rosie's brother? Do you remember?
His brother?
Yeah. I've told you.
I've told you. You told me a lot of things.
I did tell you a lot of things. It's Roman Reigns. This is Roman Reigns' older brother, yeah. He was in the WWE and Roman Reigns was in high school. So I don't know how much older he is. He's got to be significantly. He's actually passed on, so he's not. I don't know how old he is now, but he was in a group called 3 Minute Warning with Jamal, who Jamal went on to become Umaga, who's also passed on. But Jamal rotted the shelves in Target, and we affectionately refer to Target going forward as Jamal Mart. Yes. And I think it has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
I think Target should change the name.
I mean, I think they definitely should, especially if they continue to have that many Jamals on the show.
And this is actually the very first series that was the first new Legend series that was in stores when we started dating. Mm-hmm. But in this set was 3 Minute Warning, Jamal, Rosie, Big Bubba Rogers, who was the Chase, and I would have never found if it wasn't for you because you were the Chase Queen. Oh, yeah. And then the Hulkster. One thing I love about Legends is this artwork, right? They take a picture, they kind of make it into a sketch, outline them in yellow. I just think it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite things about these. All right, so we're going to pop this one from the bottom. But yeah, if we have Rosie in there, I got to imagine there's a Jamal in there too. Because I'm pretty sure I got these when they were like $6 as duplicates. Okay, so lesson learned. These new Legend boxes, you don't open them from the bottom. All right, so interesting. All right, so it has Rosie's ponytail if you want him to not have the do-rag on. So we have Rey Mysterio textured gloves, which kind of bother me because A, those hands are so much smaller than the other hands I'm seeing here, and B, the other hands are just regular flesh hands painted blue, whereas these have glove texture on them. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. And you see how much smaller they are? Yeah. So I appreciate the inclusion. It's added value, as they call it. It doesn't cost you anything extra, so it's not hurting anything. However, to me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to throw that on the figure. All right. Big Rosie. Someone's hungry. All right, so yeah, this is a little bit of laziness in this figure I'm seeing. So he has like
I don't like the hole in his head.
Yeah, it looks like he had his head blown off. We're gonna put it in there. Don't you worry. We're gonna put his ponytail in. So they just took, the pant mold, and then they just kind of painted a backwards E, or sorry, forward E on there for a buckle, and it really just doesn't look good. It just looks like he has an E written on his pants, and you're like, is that the E in row Z? All right, so anyways, he's got his jersey, right? Orange, blue, 14 on there. He's got the 14 on the sleeves, which I think is nice. He's got a gold chain, which we're seeing a lot more jewelry on Elites now from Mattel, which I dig. I like that, especially on guys like The Rock. But let's see. We got to put his ponytail in so Macho Fran feels a little more comfortable. Honestly, it looks pretty good with the.
Yeah.
I think I prefer him. I think I prefer him with the ponytail as opposed to the do-rag.
I agree.
But I'm going to, again, I like fists, but I am going to put the 3 fingers in because they were 3-minute warning, and basically that was their thing. It was like, this is like your 3-minute warning, and they would go in and just attack guys.
Yeah.
So there it is. Which, by the way, man, I loved 3-minute warning back in the Ruthless Aggression days. I was a Ruthless Aggression figure collector then, and I to this day I still can't believe they didn't get figures back then. This is an era when people who were barely on TV, barely lower card, were getting figures, and it was like, dude, the 3-minute warning is not getting figures. It's a total adrenaline 2-pack. It should have been, but pretty cool figure. I do like that the do-rag fits so well. However, I think he looks better with the ponytail, and that's just a personal preference. It's not like a. It's not like
it goes better with the outfit and everything.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, go ahead. Let's do one more.
I didn't dig too much of this one.
All right, the Punkster, Punky Brewster, right here. We have CM Punk from Elite Top Picks. This is the set that had Logan Paul and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We've already unboxed Stone Cold on the channel, and it says from Chicago, Illinois, as we know, 6 feet 2 inches, 218 pounds. His finisher is the GTS Go to Sleep. The Second City Saint made his triumphant return to a WWE ring at the legendary Madison Square Garden, something nobody thought that they would ever see again. So this was basically his first match back. And at the time, like, his gear was literally so basic. It was basically just like black gear. And then he got a figure. Everybody was going crazy. Oh my God, Punk's back, Punk's back. Everybody was figure crazy. And then, time passes. We get new Punks. And people hated that he got this figure. I mean, I get it. There's not too much going on, but they probably were fast tracking these things. This was the first pictures of him, back in the ring. I thought it was obvious we were going to get this figure just because of how dire people wanted CM Punk figures. We got other CM Punks, like basically re-releases, but people wanted modern Punk. Rightfully so. Well, whether it's plain gear or not, this is modern Punk. All right, so very, very cool. Plus, CM Punk, I don't care. Not that I don't care about his gear. I shouldn't say that because I do. He does have some pretty cool gear. But the tattoos are first and foremost for me, right? That's definitive of this guy, is his tattoos. So many things I want to say about this, man. I love that Mattel does shirts like real shirts now. They're not Velcroed in the back. Right? They go on like real shirts. They fit snug. They look snug. And check this out. A completely printed CM Punk shirt, cut with the sleeves off. And it's seamless. It's literally cut through the decal. So it looks legit. But see, this is what people don't like. It's literally all black gear. There's no deco hits.
You're 100% right about the tattoos. That's what makes the figure. Yeah.
To me,
honestly, who cares what he's wearing? His tattoos are the artwork.
Yeah, exactly. And these are fully colored in.
Yeah.
Which that takes the place of the deco for me. And I understand that you can't have everything. It can't be perfect. But Normally, I take the hands on CM Punk figures and I put fists on and I make him do his little straight edge X. But with the new elbow articulation, how can you not have him doing the go to sleep sign?
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, I like his hand tattoos.
Oh, the drug free.
You can see him.
That's another thing. I think this is one of the first new Punks with the drug free on it, because quite a few of them were kind of missing that, which I thought was interesting because drug free is like a positive message.
Yeah.
But I guess the word drug has like a stigma to it.
Yeah.
But now it's back. There was really no true answer as to why we didn't get those on some of the releases, like the DM. But very, very cool. Love the tattoos. Love the pose. The head sculpt looks just like him. Look at the sunken in eyes, like the bags under his eyes. And that's not a diss to him. That's like a compliment to Mattel of how deep they went, making sure that this figure was accurate.
It does look just like him.
Yeah.
I like it. His
left knee is actually wrapped in tape, but the knee pad basically completely covers it. It's so unnecessary to do that, but the fact that they did is a nice touch. So pretty cool.
I like this one.
Yeah. I love like CM Punk figures because, like I said, there's so many ways you can pose them. The X in front, I like to have him checking his watch. It's clobbering time. But this looks so good.
Even the little subtle gray hairs they added to his beard.
Really?
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. Good call, Macho Fran. So, yeah, I mean, listen, CM Punk's getting older. There's no denying that he has grays in the old beard now. Listen, so do I. And I think I'm 10 years younger than him. But this figure looks awesome from the waist up. But before I fully pose him, we got to put the shirt back on. Hands up, little guy. Man.
Dressed in a little baby Punk.
I know. As much as I love the new shirts, I got to say, it is stressful putting them on. I hate putting them on.
But they're stretchy. They go on easy.
Not going to lie. When I pulled this out of the package, I was thinking to myself, man, I love these new shirts. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I do not want to take this off of him, but I have to.
It looks good, though.
It does. It does. But the go to sleep pose is so money.
Like that.
That looks so cool. And you can cock his head to the side. Very, very cool. I'm not even going to consider putting the other hands on that one. So I don't think we changed anybody's hands except for Tomaso Champa. Oh, we did. Rosie. All right. So 2 out of 5 ain't bad. And this one didn't have any hands. So we're at 50% on interchangeable hands. Didn't do it for Punk. Didn't do it for Bret. But hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fig Heel. Twitter is at The Fig Heel. She is at Macho_Fran on Instagram. Make sure you pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com as well as BarnesandNoble.com, where you can simply go to HeelBooks.com, and that'll give you links to everywhere. And join Whatnot at WhatHeel.com. You'll get $15 off your first purchase. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE Mattel, AEW Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need Fig Heel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 5,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With shots by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Premium full-color and value black and white editions available now on Amazon.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Fig Heel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeel.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.